Hi, I'm Linda, and I'm here to teach you a little bit about digital literacy. What is digital literacy or information literacy? Information literacy is the ability to identify, find, evaluate, and use information effectively. Information literacy is commonly referred to as digital literacy. Digital literacy helps us navigate through everyday digital resources such as search engines, databases, e-journals, e-books, websites, online maps, and another digital resource you've probably heard of called the cloud. Cloud computing means storing and accessing data and programs over the internet instead of using your computer's hard drive. The cloud is just a metaphor for the internet. So why use the cloud? Because it saves space on your computer, it's easy to access, you can get to it from any mobile device you have or your computer, and it's just very convenient. Storing my information on the cloud, is that safe? Reliable cloud services such as Google, Microsoft, and Amazon are some of the most secure file storage services out there. Another term you've probably heard of is cookies. So what are cookies? Internet browser cookies, or just cookies, is a term for data the computer receives, stores, then sends back. The purpose of the computer cookie is to help the website keep track of your visits and activity. Another food-related internet term is spam. What is spam? Spam is unsolicited bulk messages sent through email. Another internet scam to look out for is phishing. Phishing is a cybercrime in which a target or targets are contacted by email, telephone, text message by somebody posing as a legitimate institution to lure individuals into providing sensitive data such as personally identifiable information, banking and credit card details, and passwords. Other scams include the "Can you hear me?" and "Yes" calls. These scams happen when you answer the phone and the person on the other line asks, "Can you hear me?" and you respond, "Yes." Your voice is being recorded to obtain a voice signature for scammers to authorize fraudulent charges over the phone. Hang up immediately. Put your, put your phone number on the Do Not Call registry, and you can access this online or by calling the number here. There's another scam called the "Hi Grandpa" or "Hi Grandma" email. These emails are from scammers claiming to be grandchildren in financial need. One of the biggest components of digital literacy is being able to evaluate a situation. So ask yourself some questions when you open an email to determine if it's legitimate or if it's a scam. Do you know the sender? Are there a lot of errors or typos in the email? Did you even sign up for this type of email? In general, trust your gut. Does the email seem unusual? The next few slides will show you some examples of emails, and I'll help you decide if it's a fake email or if it's legitimate. Here is an example of a library email telling me that my hold is available. So first off, do I know the sender? The sender is from WLS. Yes, that's the Westchester Library System. Did I sign up for these emails? Yes, because I placed this item on hold. Therefore, you know this is a legitimate email. The next email is an example of a scam. This just says, "Sad trip," saying, "I hope you get this fast. I went on an impromptu trip to the Philippines." Do you know this person? If you do know this person, did they even mention going to the Philippines? Did they mention going on a trip? Maybe even call them. Chances are their email might have gotten hacked and somebody is using a phishing scam to get money from you using them. Here's another example of another phishing email. Someone pretending to be a dear relative asking for money. Here's another example of an email. Do you know the person that sent the email? Do you know the context of the email? Just look for basic indicators that show you if something is fake or not. So you might be asking yourself, why is digital literacy so important right now? Now is the time that it's the most important. We're all stuck at home. We're all facing our computers. So now we need to equip ourselves with the skills to get through this time. One of the biggest ways that digital literacy will help you out during this time is being able to spot fake news. In addition to social distancing and washing your hands, another way to stay safe is to stay informed. With all the information being shared now, it's hard to know what's a trustworthy source. Despite the state of the world, people still find it entertaining to share fake news. It's important to look out for and prevent the sharing of false information. So, how do you spot fake news? Here are some tips. Consider the source. Read beyond the headlines. Beware of clickbait. Those are inflammatory headlines that are meant to drive you in. Check on the author. Who's writing this article? Are the sources supported? Check the date. Sometimes people repost stories because they have to do with what's going on now, but they really don't. Is it a satirical article? Check your biases. Is this a neutral article? Is this a Republican article or a Democratic article commenting on either side? You have to take those factors into account. And then, when in doubt, just ask the experts. If you're unsure, that's what librarians are here for. Here is an example of an old fake news article I found on Facebook. It says, Pope Francis shocks the world, endorses Donald Trump for president. Not saying it's something that couldn't happen. This is just looking at the article. Clearly, it's a biased article because it's for North Carolina for Donald Trump. Also, if you look at the website ending the feed, that website, if you look into it, tends to post false information or unsubstantiated articles. So always make sure to read into what you're looking at before you hit that share button on Facebook. Other than helping you spot fake news articles, digital literacy is great for learning and working at home. School leaders, media specialists, and educators are focusing more and more on the benefits of digital literacy skills in schools because today's students are looking to the internet as a key source of information. Students who are digitally literate know how to find and consume digital content. They know how to create, communicate, and share digital content. With schools closed, parents and students have had to have a crash course in digital literacy. Many children are even teaching their parents how to Google and do TikTok dances. However, smart and safe browsing isn't always the focus. Sometimes the lesson is too targeted, often only learning how to use one app for a specific task. There are ways to teach yourself how to use new applications and navigate new websites while expanding your digital literacy skills. The best way to learn digital literacy is by doing. Be your own teacher. Don't be afraid of your browser. Googling something is not being lazy. Librarians do it all the time. Think of it as a tool. Use keywords when you browse. Be concise. You don't have to use full sentences, although sometimes that does help. And always read before you click. Look at the website title and then look at the summary below it. You might be clicking an ad. And always don't be afraid to ask for help. There are librarians, family members, help desks. The options are endless. The easiest way to practice your skills is just by going out there and searching. Just be careful and don't start aimlessly clicking. Always read before you click. One thing we've all had to start using is Zoom, whether it's for online classrooms or work meetings. A lot of us don't know how to use it. A good way to get started to figure that out is just go ahead and Google it. Type in, do I need an account to use Zoom? And you'll see once you search that, your first result says right there that you don't need one. But what about if you don't know how to use it at all? How to use Zoom. And from here, you'll see various options. You could have articles. You can go to videos. You could look for news articles. And there's even images. As long as you're taking a smart approach to searching, you can learn virtually anything using the internet. Now, one of the best ways to use the internet and flex your digital literacy skills is by using the internet to get COVID-19 updates. As you know, there's plenty of information out there about the virus and the pandemic right now. The way that you would use your skills is sorting through all that information and knowing what's a legitimate source and what's a satirical source and what is just meant to get people up in arms. By typing in COVID to Google, you automatically see that there's a new feature on the website that has an overview, symptoms overview, areas where you can get testing, prevention tips, treatments, news, and statistics. And if you would like to narrow that information down even more, there are tools on the side here where you could narrow it down by time and results by verbatim, meaning it's only going to search for COVID, or if you were typing in COVID symptoms, COVID purchase New York, it would search specifically those terms. The internet isn't going anywhere, and it looks like we'll be stuck inside for some time. So right now is an excellent time to educate yourself and teach yourself some digital literacy skills so you can help your family and your coworkers and just get through the day during this difficult time. If you have any questions after this workshop, please stop by our website at www.purchasefreelibrary.org. Go to our homepage and you can click here for our Google Hangouts. If it's between 10 and 5 p.m., you can contact us here. Just sign in using your Google address, which is your Gmail. If you don't want to use that, or if you don't have a Gmail account, you can always email us at pfl@wlsmail.org. Thank you, stay safe, and hope to see you soon.